Alright guys, so this is a tutorial on how to kind of do the memory assignment with the appropriated or the found material. So basically what you're going to go out is you're going to go out and find free 3D models, and you're going to reconstruct a memory using that found material. Alright, so here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to go to 3D Warehouse over here. So I just Google 3D Warehouse. It comes up at the top. I click on it. Brings me to 3D Warehouse. Alright, so this is 3D Warehouse. There's tons of stuff here. Not everything is in the format that we need, so you're going to have to be a little particular. But let's give it a try and see what we can do. So here we go. I'm going to use my memory from, I was actually surfing over the Christmas vacation. So I'm going to type in, I'm going to recreate a scene, surfer. So I type in surfer, I hit enter. This was not what I wanted. Surfer. Alright, so here we go. I'm seeing stuff that I can use. So if what you want isn't perfect, you can use something which is close to it. So I see a lot of stuff here. I actually see lots of people surfing here, which is pretty cool. And I see some pretty cool waves that I can work with. We got oceans, etc. To reconstruct this memory. So let's do it. Here we go. I'm going to work with something just easy to get this done. So let me see what we've got here. I'm going to take, this looks like he's 2D, so we can see what we're looking at. Here the guy is. I can hit this little 3D button here, and now I should be able to quickly revolve around him, but it looks like it's taking a while. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So this guy is a sprite. He's two-dimensional, so he's always going to be facing us. That will not be true inside of the work environment. So I'm not going to take him, but you can if you want to use a 2D object. That's all right. We had a little more difficulty getting them to load though. So if it's not loading, you got to find something that does work. So here we are. I'm going to take this guy right here, Silver Surfer. He looks good. That's me. Boom. Here we are. Yes, that looks like pretty much like a mirror version of myself. I'm going to go download, and if you get a version of SketchUp, which you can do, you can actually use SketchUp to reconstruct this stuff. But mine is really better. So I'm going to use the Collada file. The Collada plugin is already installed inside of Maya right now. So if you're getting 2017, the plugin should be working. If it isn't working, it means you got to Google Collada plugin for Maya and then install it. But mine worked by default. I did not have to install any external plugins, so it was working. So I'm going to hit Collada file right here. So you can work with the Collada files. If it comes out as an STL file, there'll be different formats for each model. Not all models will have Collada models. A lot of them will have SketchUp. You could use an STL converter. So you type an STL converter to OBJ, which would be the format you want to change it to, OBJ. And you could upload this file to there and it'll convert it. So I'm just going to hit Collada. This is the easiest way to go. I would say for people who are pressed for time, work with the Collada file. So I'm going to hit Collada file, boom, there it is, it downloads it. Then I'll go back and let's get some more assets to set up my scene. You know, if I wanted to have my fancy car next to the ocean or something like that, I could do that. This looks sort of like a beach scene. I'm looking. Here we are. Here's a wave. This was the wave I was riding. There's already somebody on it, but I'm gonna add myself to it with the other, with Maya, so we can get rid of this guy and add me. So I'll go download. I'll go Collada file. There we are. So you got the two of them. And what I remember was there was a shark in the water, which next to me. So I'm gonna go shark. Boom. There we are. Whole bunch of different stuff comes up here. I'm looking. This guy looks great. Yeah, that is the shark. That was the one. So I go download, Collada file. So we're getting lucky. A lot of these have Collada files. Sometimes you might just, if it's the same author and they're not doing Collada files, they're usually not going to be any. So don't get depressed if you can't find the ones that have most of them have Collada files, but there's a chunk of them that don't. So just keep searching is what I would say. All right, so we got this stuff all downloaded. Next thing I would do is I would go to my downloads folder. Here we are. There the downloads folder is, and if we go to the top, we see, yes, here they are. All right, so I just click on this once, right click, and I'm going to go to extract all. Boom, I click extract all. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it. And what we see is down here, we get something that looks like this. Yes, so here's the extract all. it puts it in a nice little folder, and I get this DAE model. This is a collada file. So there we are. All right, so we've basically arranged our assets. So you guys should be able to kind of dig around, make something cool, find a bunch of things, and try to reconstruct the memory as accurately as possible. So I close this. I'm over here in Maya. I go File, and I go Import. I go to the downloads, which I'm already in. Let's go up one. So here, let's start with the Surfer. So Silver Surfer, Import. I go click. Now this depends on the size of the model. I've been downloading stuff and kind of messing around with it a little bit today before I did this tutorial. And there's some stuff in here which is huge. These models are really big, and when I click import, it could take upwards of like 10 minutes for it to load, depending on how fast your computer is. My computer is pretty fast, and it was some of the models were really kind of chugging. It means the person who made the model didn't do a very good job. So I go import. Let's watch what happens. You can see it's loading here in the corner. Looks like it's done. Warnings, errors, looks all right. So I look in the workspace. This is the workspace. When you open Maya, this area in the middle, it's kind of blank canvas, is our workspace. I don't see anything in here. So I'm using a 3-button mouse right now. If I middle mouse wheel, I can zoom back and I can take a look around. I'm zooming back a little bit. I don't really see anything. I don't see anything. So then what I do is I can hit the A key on the keyboard, the letter A, which is for all. I want to click once in the workspace. So just give it a click one time and hit A. And there we go. It frames it in on Silver Surfer. So A is for all. It will show everything in our scene. I can also hit F for what's selected. There's nothing selected now. There's something selected. But if I zoom back a little bit, I hit the F key. It zooms in. So there's Silver Surfer. That's me. And the thing is, he's kind of big right now because there's our Maya scene. But it's okay. So let's import the next thing. So I'm going to go File, Import, and let's go up one. Here we are, Florida Untitled. This should be the wave. I go import. There we are. If you can't get the colors to work, it's okay. So I want you to focus more on getting everything to go. So I'm going to hit A on the keyboard again. It's like we're zooming out a little bit too far. So I'm going to go F. And to move around in the scene, what I'm doing is I'm holding the Alt key. This should be the Apple key, and then you can hit left, right, and middle mouse button. Those will all perform different things. But right now, I'm pretty much holding the Apple key or Alt key and holding left mouse, and I can orbit around the object. The object that we're looking at is just too big. You can see how it's kind of clipping the edge here. So I can, by holding Alt and left click, I'm orbiting around. We need to make it smaller. So if we look over here to the left, you get a set of tools. This is our scale button. This is our move tool. Here's our scale button at the bottom. You get these little boxes. I can also hit R on the keyboard. W for move, E for rotate, and R for scale. We want to scale it, so I'm going to hit R and bring this thing down. I'm going to have to do it slowly a little bit there. That's getting a little more manageable. There we are. So now I'm going to hit F again. It frames in. And we got some stuff here we don't need. So what is this? It looks like it's the sun. I'm going to delete the sun. So I just select it. I just click on it once. It turns green. I hit delete. I see something else here. It looks like the other surfer. I'm going to hit delete. I'm going to be the Silver Surfer. It looks like my tummy got deleted here. There we are. So somebody on a boogie board. He has to go. He wasn't part of my memory. I'm going to go W. Let's move this out of the way. So I hit the move tool. So there's a little the move arrows right here. I can click on this to the left side, this little toolbar, or I can hit W once it's green. If it's not selected, I hit W, nothing's happening. I have to click on it, W. Then I can move this across. Let's kind of move this out of the way here a little bit. I'm going to zoom this back over here. There we are. I'm going to hit, looks like the Silver Surfer came in pieces. Oh no. Why did this get combined? So it looks like we've got a tiny artifact in the import problem here. So I'm going to go delete. And there we are. There's Silver Surfer. We're going to pretend like my stomach didn't get deleted. We're going to do it anyway. So I'm going to go, what is this? I'm going to go F. I just want to see what it is. I zoom over. There's a surfboard here. I select this stuff. Let's delete that. Let's go to A for all. Back over to Silver Surfer. I select once.